continue this Halloween Horror Fest marathon with yet another movie review, yet on another one that just recently came out, but this time it's on one that I anticipated for this year. Yes, the sequel to the last year's film that we could all agree was pretty lackluster. Yes, Halloween Ends. I hope that it would improve over the last one, seeing how, despite some flaws, I got some enjoyment out of it. It's easy to see why it was a mixed bag. And this one, it's been getting a rather mixed to somewhat negative reception. It's been getting slammed around by both critics and fans alike of the franchise. So, what's the plot about and what are the problems with it? Well, before I go into further detail, I have to address spoiler alerts. Yeah, I can't resist this time around, so if you don't want spoilers, absolutely none, especially into somewhat major territory, then turn the video off right now. Otherwise, yes. This movie is, well, both in theaters and on Peacock, just like the last movie that came out last year. And, well, it's grossed a pretty decent amount of money. It actually outdid the movie Smile, which I already acclaimed as a really good horror film. This one, on the other hand, I hate to say it, but I somewhat agree with all the arguments. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of the 2018 movie. It was a great follow-up sequel to the original, and it ignored all the other sequels, and it just basically cut the bullshit and brought the original cast of Jamie Lee Curtis and, of course, Michael Myers back, and some new cast members in there in the mix, and yeah, it did great. Last year's, I can understand why it kind of flopped. You know, got a more mixed reception and was a bit of a downgrade. And I hoped for an improvement over it with more kills and everything like that, but unfortunately, well, the plot has a problem. Just like the last Jurassic World movie, Dominion, its focus. Its focus is around a new character that, honestly, I didn't even care about. Why is this movie focused on him so much? It's this guy named Corey who happens to babysit a little bratty kid and accidentally kills him. Whoop-de-doo. That's how you start the movie right there, people. With the Halloween theme, which I'll give credit is in there many times, including the intro, which is like the last two movies. Little old school nostalgia right there. You got the blood. You got plenty of swearing. And, well, but the problem is, like I said, the focus. It's all around him. I don't mean to be rude or bash this movie, but I think we can all agree it's in the wrong spot. So, does Michael Myers return in this movie? Well, yeah, and all the other characters do, but here's the problem. They're not really the main focus in this film. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is, of course, the grandmother, and her granddaughter is working in the hospital, and I don't mean to be rude or anything, but sorry, most of the dialogue and all the interactions between one of them, especially between Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Laurie Strode, and, of course, the cop from the last movie, come off as a bit awkward and kind of off to me. I mean, really, this is not how the plot should go. Most of the time, you're wondering when the hell Michael Myers is going to make an appearance in this. I mean, you want to see him, right? Well, you do see him, but not very much in this movie. You come across him with this new character, Corey, who feels bad, which is believable. You know, you can relate to his frustration with accidentally killing the kid. I mean, it's not his fault, but then the whole town just kind of like gangs up on him, and basically, I can understand what they're going for with this kind of character. You know, he turns against everybody, and of course, out of nowhere, Laurie Strode's granddaughter, Allison, all of a sudden is encouraged to date him, which she does, and then all of a sudden, she's like, yeah, I don't want you dating him anymore. Like, there's no consistency in this. This is where it really just doesn't make any sense. And most of the time, that's all the movie does is focus on them two as well. I want to see Michael Myers. I mean, I respect the fact that they want to make them feel bad about this kind of character. You know, you want to feel his pain, but this shouldn't be the focus of the movie. I mean, it's for nearly a 2-hour runtime. You do get a few good kills, and of course, he eventually does team up with Michael Myers, which is a kind of a cool concept, but to me, it just comes out of nowhere. It doesn't really work. It just doesn't have the right feel, and it doesn't have proper development. He doesn't kill intentionally, and then all of a sudden he goes to killing intentionally. And he lives in the sewers. He just disappears for 4 years after all that, and then all of a sudden he just comes out and starts killing randomly. Not as much. You don't even get as many kills as he did in the last movie. So, yeah, you could complain about Halloween Kills, but at least you had a lot of kills. The title doesn't lie. And if you saw the trailer for this movie, you probably got all excited thinking, yeah, this is going to be the big finish between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, which you don't get until like the last 20 minutes or so of the movie. And yeah, you probably know how it ends. Michael Myers is killed off. Big spoiler there. Not quite the swan song that Michael Myers deserved, and I will admit it was bloody cool to see him, with this all the blood and everything, and of course throwing him in the grinder. But then it's like, this is not how it should have ended. It should have gone on a more epic note, and that's all I have to say there. Especially the end credits wasn't even satisfying. They could have included the Halloween theme at the end, and being that this is called Halloween Ends, they are pushing around rumors that this may not be the last one. It is going to be the last one starring Jamie Lee Curtis. She did confirm she's not returning. I don't blame her. And this is, of course, the last one to be made by Blumhouse Productions. I'm assuming it's either a contract or legal issue with this movie franchise. But either way, this was not the best way to end this franchise in a whole. I mean, it just did not seem very focused. It was in the wrong place, and despite a few good kills, which most of the time came off as cliche and predictable, I mean, with the freaking doctor and his, girlfriend who got the promotion at the same place that Laurie Strode's daughter, Allison, works at. I mean, come on, really? They could have done better than that. And despite the cool ending fight scene between Strode's and Michael Myers, which you knew was coming, judging by the teaser trailers, well, it doesn't compensate for all this film's problems. I mean, the party scene was kind of cool, with the people wearing the costumes, but might I address for anybody who has epilepsy, seizure warning right there with the flashing lights? Yeah, just a heads up there on that one. So, otherwise, yeah, not the best in the franchise, certainly the weakest, at least if you count these and count out all the other sequels and reboots and so forth. Honestly, I think this one should have been the one to conclude the franchise. I know they wanted to milk it and make more money off of it, and Halloween Kills did have some good kills and the right focus on Michael Myers. Despite its flaws, this one just didn't. Yeah, I mean, this one basically has all the good kills, a good follow-up despite some flaws, and you know how it ends. May not have been as brutal and bloody, but still, it seems like they killed Michael Myers off in a pretty clever fashion by trapping him and burning him in the house. Shouldn't that have been his demise right there? Well, I guess not. They just got to keep it going like every other horror franchise. So my opinion, well, I can safely suggest go watch it on Peacock. Save yourself the ton of money that you'll probably spend in the movies, even on a discount ticket Tuesday if you have that around your theaters, wherever you live. And, well, save yourself on the expensive popcorn, candy, and soda and everything, because really, you're better off just enjoying it and pretty much bashing it in the comfort of your own home. So, cool kills, but definitely the weakest in the franchise in my opinion. So, my final verdict, Wii Remote Wii Motion Plus down, and, well, a plain Wii Remote up. Sorry, it's not the way to go out for Michael Myers. Not the best swan song for him. So, till next time, keep watching.